Hello, boys. So, as for a tour of the shop, I have this old NFL football. Found it on eBay. Found a lot of this stuff on eBay, of course. This is a special football. And you're saying, why, Dad, is that a special football? Looks the same. It's Wilson NFL. It's not particularly old. It's not like a 1960s football, which in 70s or whatever, which is a lot of the shit that I have here. But what makes this ball special is that every NFL football is signed by the commissioner. Mitchell, you know how much I hate Roger Goodell. He's a marketer, hired as a commissioner of football. Absolute insult to the game. This football I found on eBay was from the late 1980s for sure, and it's signed by Pete Rozelle. I didn't love Pete Rozelle. He seemed to want to do everything wrong with football, like Jim McMahon, who was a quarterback for the Bears. Total rock and roller, just a goofball. And he would wear, I'm going to challenge you to Google Jim McMahon, Bears Rozelle headband. So he always wore a headband. He went to BYU of all places. I don't think he was Mormon. This dude was a nut. He was an absolute nut. Wore sunglasses, had a buzz cut with a mullet. Like this guy was, I don't know who to compare him to, but he was a nut. And he was told, he wore a headband under his helmet. Pete Rozelle said, that's against the rules. So on the Monday night game, Jim McMahon put on a headband that had Rozelle written in Sharpie on the front of it. He never did get in trouble for that. He challenged it and he got away with it. So anyway, Pete Rozelle. That was the time I love football the best, as you know, from all of this. So, and I did. Oh, did I love the NFL? Oh God, I love football so much. And I don't even look on it with bitterness anymore. It's a game that's left me, but I will always have my memories. Today, you've asked me about when I met your mom, and I did that. I did that video about high school because I needed to kind of let you know where I was at when I met your mom. So I met your mom in 1986, September. In my mind, it was first day of school at Phoenix College, but where she found me was a little bit different than how I left high school. I had two good friends, Andy and Melanie. Mitchell, you probably remember them at least a little bit. Tommy, I don't know if you do. Andy and Melanie Goodhead. They lived in California. Andy was in the Army. He was in Fort Ord, California, which is near San Jose. I went to visit them the summer of 1986, or maybe the very early summer, so probably around late May, early June. And I had been for years the third wheel for them. I was just the guy that, and I had just at that point, high school was over. I had had enough. And we went to the ocean near there. I don't remember exactly what little place. It doesn't matter. We're staying on the beach late at night. Andy and Melanie are up on the beach a little bit. I walk down to the shore. This is nighttime. I look down between my feet, and there was a sand dollar sitting there between my feet. I picked it up, and I looked at it, and I don't know what it was about that sand dollar. I know there's some sort of symbolism with sand dollar. It was lost on me. I certainly didn't know about it, but I remember picking that up and having this thought at the same time. I am tired of being alone. I don't want to be alone anymore. I kept that sand dollar, and that was the beginning of me not being alone anymore. I went back home to Phoenix. I had at least one girlfriend that summer, which was the first girlfriend I'd had in a while. Certainly, I think in some ways the only one that sort of matched me. I had a couple of girlfriends in high school, but I think I just went out with them to go out with somebody. I wasn't attracted to them, which isn't their fault. We just didn't suit each other. I asked this girl, Stacy, who lived across the street from my friend John Kidd. I asked her to go out. She did. She was cute as hell. We went out for a bit. And then we broke up for whatever reason. I think she met some other guy, and I think they got married. So that, it didn't bother me that we broke up. And she was great. We had a great time together. And then my dad said, you need to go to college. He actually said, you need a better set of friends, or you need a set of friends. I had John Kidd. I had another guy that I was friends with, but he said, you need some more friends, go to college. So I did. I signed up at Phoenix College. I was sitting there one evening. I went to night school, of course, because I worked during the day. And here was this just cute as fuck. I'm sitting at a picnic table under a big tree near the Language Arts Building. And this little gal came bouncing around the corner. And it was your mom. You'll have to check this with her. She told me later, she saw me sitting there and she said, he looks cute. I'm going to go sit by him. And when I saw her, I like looked up, looked down. I was like, God, I hope she comes to sit by me. And she did. And I offered her a piece of gum just by way of conversation. And a couple days later, there were a few of us that gathered around that picnic table. I don't remember any of them. I remember one girl, just because she told me I had lymphoma, because I had a swollen lymph node here. She told me I had lymphoma. So I remember her. She was weird. But yeah, I asked her out. You know what I did? I asked her, she was moving in with Santos and Bob. You know Bob Hart, Robert Hart, Bobby. We called him Bobby then. And I asked her if she needs some help moving, and she said, no, I'm good. I got these guys that are going to help me. And apparently, and again, check this with Mom, she went home, told Bobette, Grandma, about that, and she said, no, you need to tell him, yes, you need help. So she came back, saw her the next day, a couple days later, whatever. She said, yeah, I could use some help. So we spent the day together. I took her, I think on our first date, I just paid for it. I think we went to Pizza Hut. I don't remember. It wasn't a date. It was like at the end of the day after moving her, we went and did something. I took her on a proper date to Gallagher's, which was a place on, which I just drove past today. It's R.T. O'Sullivan's or something now. It's on, Morton and 16th Street. I don't know. It's right up by the Point. But at any rate, yeah, boy, I sure did fall head over heels for her. Mom, she was terrific. She was fantastic. She was, she still is, didn't take any shit, liked me, saw some value in me, saw the same value in me I was beginning to see in myself. It's funny, this is the last thing I'll tell you, then I'll sign off on this video. I was getting my hair cut the other day, and the barber, he's this guy named Omar. He's probably maybe 10 years younger than me. And we were talking about marriage, and I said, so how long have you been married? You know, the kind of conversation you have with your barber. I said, how long have you been married? About 20 years. I said, yeah, I've been married 16 years now, 15. No, I said, we've been married 13 years, and whatever the fucking math is. We've been together for 15, I told him. But he focused in on the fact that I was married to Mom for 22 years. He actually stopped cutting my hair, and I told him we got divorced, and it was a good divorce, as good as those kind of things can be. He stopped cutting my hair, and he came around in front of me, and he said, do you have any regrets? Like, do you regret that? I don't know if I mentioned this, he told me he'd been married for like 18 years, so he's an old timer too, in terms of being married. And he came around and said, do you have any regrets of being married for, like, it didn't work out and all that stuff? I said, I don't have. No, she was a great woman. She is still a good woman. And I had already told him that we were still friendly, not friends, but friendly. And the fact that he stopped and came to ask me that has stuck with me. No, I have, just so you know, I think you know this, but I have no regrets being married to Mom. Good Lord, that was a good woman. That it didn't work out. Your mom helped me become a much, much better man, a better husband, a better partner, really. Not a better husband, but just a better partner. It wasn't always great help, because we had fights. Sometimes we had fights. She taught me about cleaning up the house, being a partner. She taught me about being a partner. And I was ready for that lesson. I think that's the key. She was willing to teach it, and I was willing to be a part of it. And I'm going to tell one last thing before I sign off. That your mom came home one day. I'm saying let me back up. She found me early at a place where I was ready to be with somebody, but my self-esteem wasn't quite there yet. But I had enough self-esteem to realize I deserved something good, which was what your mom is. And she came home to find me sitting on the bed, smoking a cigarette, listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan, and looking in the mirror. We had these mirrored doors on the closet, and you could sit there. So I'd sit and smoke a cigarette and look at that. And she knew I was feeling bad about myself. And she said, come on, stand up. And I stood up, and little tiny mom, got behind me. She faced me in that mirror, and she told me so many good things about myself. And she said, that's who I see when I look at you. No matter how you're feeling about yourself, I just want you to know that's how I see you. And good Lord, we weren't 30. Neither of you were born yet. We were youngsters. We were babies. And she did that for me. She helped me. She helped get me whole after the hell I went through in my life. I hope I did the same for her. You'd have to ask her. No regrets of marrying your mother. Your mother, despite the fact that we couldn't be together anymore, is a dream. Raul, right? Lucky to have her. I'd like to think she's lucky to have him. I just hope that everything is great for them. Seems to be. She's been with him a while. Your mother is a dream. She's a good woman. Good woman. So yeah, that's, I guess I spent a little bit of time on meeting her and more about who she is, but that's the question you asked me today, is about meeting your mom. Yeah, that's it. I love you, boys. Bye.